eradicating a cancer cell with chemotherapy, where you're removing the life from the cancer cell, which is the cell that kills us. Then let's say 3 months later, you meet that person again and you have that famous relapse. There you go. The castle you were building, the ground you had walked, which had been so difficult, you throw away and you go back to Egypt. You go back to slavery. You do the same thing that Moses' companions wanted to do, go back to eating the onions, go back to eating the rotten, spoiled food. Then you restart that relationship because it's sick and you didn't maintain the necessary distance you should have kept. Because when you have that emotional dependency, you have to establish distance because otherwise you won't heal. You have to stop wanting to know about that person's life because otherwise you won't heal. You need to stop snooping on their Facebook because otherwise you won't heal. You need to stop investigating their life. Where were they? What were they doing? You have to cease all points that may make you want to go back to Egypt because otherwise you'll never be free. Then, 3 months later, you're beautiful and splendid already, killing the cancerous cell. You go give a few more kisses, go back to that horrible dependency, and hell returns to your life. In your first week, it's okay that everything is coming back. Soon, my daughter, you're in a worse hell than you were 3 months ago. That's how it is. When we don't know how to live the discomfort that builds us up, we sabotage ourselves all the time. It's like stopping drinking, stopping smoking. You stop smoking for a year, and you celebrate because you stop putting that carcinogenic toxin in your body, and suddenly you go there and light up a cigarette for no reason, and that addiction comes back as if it were a monster, capable of eating you whole. There you go. All that sacrifice you made in the first days without smoking goes down the drain. Why? All that sacrifice goes down the drain. Why? Because you weren't able to live with the discomfort of renunciation. My people, it's amazing how God's hand assists us like this, making us aware of what we need to break in our lives. These are situations that we need to establish boundaries for, because otherwise, we will never be healed. We will be forever sick in the line of the needy, crying and begging for a little bread of kindness from others, a little bread of affection from others. For God's sake, we were not made for this. We were not made to drag emotionally dependent people around. We were made to love. And love only makes sense in our lives if it builds us up, if it helps us go through the discomfort of the desert. Otherwise, it makes no sense. This pseudo-love, this false love that sometimes we say we feel for each other, that doesn't help us in the discomfort of the desert. I need to live through my deserts. You need to live through yours. And true friends are those who recognize the deserts the other needs to go through and say, that's right. Let's go through this desert because you need it. Now, Apollonia, she's that happy, orderly life. Remember that character? Apollonia, where everything was a game of being content, right? Stop it. Kill that childish instinct that exists within you that makes you afraid of life's discomforts. Life's discomfort is when the well-lived only makes us better. Take off that victim mask that you stick on your face so others will eternally pity you. You're just wasting time in life like this. What nonsense. God holds our hand for us to be able to cross this desert. It's not to keep falling back and going back to eating the onions of Egypt because we felt sorry for ourselves, because we felt sorry for the other. No. The journey is forward. And there comes a moment when Moses stands before God and says, now you solve this situation because I don't know what else to do. They've already built a golden calf in the middle of the road. They've already caused trouble. They're already worshiping other things. So they're not even remembering that the Lord exists. They only don't go back because they're too far away. But they return in another way. They don't return geographically because they were already far from Egypt. They would die on the way. But they didn't return geographically, but they returned emotionally. Because sometimes we've already surpassed the territory of our physical slavery. I've already left prison, but the prison hasn't left me. That's how it works. I've already taken steps towards my freedom, but I haven't achieved my freedom. I haven't decreed the conquest of my freedom. So I remain emotionally attached to my past. We continue tomorrow in the next video. Complete conference links in the description.